All right, we are here. Today we're going to be talking about private policies and terms and condition. Now, not such sexy topics, but it is something that as I'm working with clients and customers and setting up their SaaS or their website, more particularly with regard to lead generation and um, doing campaigns to generate leads using phone numbers, more particularly, it's becoming more and more important that the customers have or the clients have a uh, um, a private policy as well as a terms and condition on their page so that their A2P registration for their phone numbers goes through. And also you have to really, be compliant as changes in online becomes a little more complicated. It's becoming something that I wanted to go over today as complete as possible. Now, put in a disclaimer, I am not an attorney. Um, well, actually, I am, but not practicing. So I am going to go over the practical guide, complete as possible, for those that are um, very new to this space, as well as those that has been in this, online space. Um, I'm gonna put into um, the comment below the links that are used that I'm gonna talk about today, right? But let me go over what is a private policy. Basically, I'm reading off of what I googled it prior to coming online. It's basically a document that explains how a company, so if you land on a website, would collect and use and manage any personal information that is collected that anybody that lands on the website. Um, and it describes also how the data is going to be stored, shared, protected, and the rights of the user in connection with that data. Now, there's also certain requirements that are required by certain third party. For example, if you're using Google Analytics, if you're using Amazon affiliate, if you're putting links in there that are required by those companies to be put into the not only the private policy but also to be explained as well. Okay, um, and so a lot of that information should be documented in the private policy. Now, a terms and condition is also known as terms of service TOS. It's also referred to as terms of use, also EULA, end user license agreement. Now, it's basically a document or um, a link on the website. Basically, goes to an agreement that if you decide to um, work with that specific company. These are basically the laws or not laws, agreements that govern the relationship between the parties, right? So they outline the rules, expectations. It also goes over um, intellectual property rights, limits of liability, as well as disclaimers, warranties, and all that other stuff that pertains to the terms and condition of use. Okay, so that goes over those two. Now, in terms of how do you generate a private policy in terms of use. Now, you can go to a website, and this is what I did when I first got started. So I didn't know, and I didn't know that there were websites that you can generate these. And so basically, I copied off other websites and then just replaced them with my company name. But there are various websites, and I'm going to go over. Um, there are two that are free that I'm going to reference here. It's one is called uh, freeprivatepolicy.com, and then another one is termsfeed.com. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you those two. Just give me 1 second where I pull my show here. So this is terms feed, and the other one that I was mentioning here is free private policy. Now, one thing you have to understand that is when you use these that generate free, they give you the basic. And so I totally recommend that you pay. Now, there are two kinds of companies out there. There are companies that will give you a one-time payment, like free private policy, as well as terms fee. I think it's a one-time payment, and they will give you based on all those questions that they will that you check off, right? But so it's a one-time use, and but the thing is that a lot of these policies change over time. So there are other companies out there that will provide these uh, private policies and terms of use, terms and condition, which will automatically update because you're paying them on a monthly basis. So we're going to go over that one later, but I'm going to go over this free private policy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this and basically go over it and basically generate one which you can implement on your website, right? Let's just go over this and click on website. And then it's going to ask you for your website name. So let's just utilize my most recent website. In this case, it's uh, backslash Pro 360, my SaaS, which is, and then my site name is Pro 360 .io. Okay, and then just click off I'm a business, and then what is the name of the business? Right now, Pro 360 is still under my brand, which is K Madison. Um, and then what is the address? 319 Queen Anne Road in Teaneck, New Jersey, 07666. And then what is the country? It is New Jersey, right? And so you go over these questions and then you click next. And then what kind of information do you want to collect from a user? Now, this is where you write down all the stuff. Now, this is another thing is with these kind of generators, it's not going to analyze your website. Whereas the ones that I'm going to show you that are a little more sophisticated, it will actually scan your website and see what it is, what's there, and then it will give you um, their recommendations based on analyzing the website. Okay, so I'm going to just check off uh, these, and then we'll just click on next. And then how can users contact you for any questions regarding your private policy? Now, in this case, you could say by visiting your page. And then in this case, if you don't want to put your email on the website, you can just say, go to, um, let's say pro360.io.contact. So that's where people will go and they can submit their information so that we can respond to them because I don't want to put my email address on the website. Okay. And then let's click on next. And then here is where basically it's not free, right? So it basically tells you that it just includes the free is free. Now, if you want the professional, this will include all the other good stuff that you need. So let's just say if I want, yes, I want to upgrade, and then you have to pay if you want to if you want to include wording for um, Google Analytics, then you have to pay $24. And then if you want to send emails to users, um, we send emails to users can opt in to receive emails from us. I'm not sure what that is, but you know, that's something that if there's something on any of these, you could always reach out to the customer service for a private policy. Do you send emails to users? Oh, this basically is saying, do you send emails to users? Yes. Like in most instances, we're going to be sending emails to people that opt in, right? Do you show ads? Um, this will basically say, do you show ads on the website. It's not clear what they mean by that, but I don't know if you run Facebook ads. Uh, this is probably remarketing services for marketing and advertising. This is when you do remarketing, when you do run ads. So definitely would be yes. Then you pay $34. So all in all, you're gonna end up paying close to about $100 plus, right? Um, and then select any of the providers. So for example, if you're using if you're using reCAPTCHA, that's basically um, to prevent hackers from opting into your forms and stuff like that. If there are other services that you use, then you would have to check, you would have to add your own. Now, this is where it becomes a little difficult because you may or may not know if your website was developed by a developer or designer, and you would not know what they use or what um, apps that are being utilized on your website. So this becomes a little tricky. And then, all of this pertains to something that was amended in California. So if you deal with customers in California, you have to apply that. This is for EU, European countries. If you want to apply that, that's another $34. So all in all, you're going to end up paying more than $100 plus, right, for one-time use. Okay, and then once you fill it out, then they will email you the code, and then you would apply that code onto your website. Now you can do that yourself, or you can hire a designer to create a page that will be embedded onto your website. Okay. Um, let's just say for the sake of simplicity, I'm just going to say no. I just want the simple one. And then I'm just going to go click on next. And then which email address do you want to receive the private policy? Now I'm just going to hide the screen while I put the email address where I want to put it. Okay. And then I'm going to click generate. Okay. And then let's go here and show on the screen. So this is the private policy that was generated, and here is where, and I just got the email from them, and so basically you would copy this HTML code onto a blank page on your website and then embed the link on your website. So if you don't know how to do that, you can, hire a designer to do that, or your web designer. It's as simple as that. If you're using a basic plug and play website, you can uh, probably create a blank page and then copy this code, and it's just simple as that, right? I'm not going to go over how to do that because there's so many different platforms, and every platform is going to be different for each case scenario. Okay. Um, so this is a one-time use. So basically what you might want to do is if there are any changes to any of the, you know, let's just say, for example, if there are any changes to any laws, then you would have to generate a new private policy and terms of use. Now, um, the one that I use is, let me just go here, is this platform called Iubenda. I'm gonna put the link in the description below. Um, I use this because what it does is it will literally generate and it will keep it updated when you scan the website. And I'm gonna go through it. The other one that I would recommend is this right here. Let me click on this website and I will bring it over, and here's this other one, right? Um, I have not used this, but this was highly recommended. So just a disclaimer, I haven't used it, but if you look at the pricing here, it is free if you want to set up one legal policy, but there is two, and then it gives you 10 policy edits. So basically throughout the year, I guess, um, it would give you 10 policy edits. Now, I'm not sure if that's per month or per year, but basically, I would assume that this also scans the website. So let me go in and log into Iubenda, and then we'll go and go through the process. Okay, let me just while I log on, let me hide the stream. And then I'm going to log in, and so this is doing things live. Okay, all right. So let me log in here, and all right. So I'm logging in, and let me go share my screen again here. Here we go. So we are logged in. So I'm going to start generating. And then what website do you want? So in this case, because my Pro 360 is an app, I will probably click on as an app. Okay, and then I'm going to put in here pro360.io. Okay, and then click next. And then where are you based? In the United States? And then English is the language. And then now this is another question is, is your customers or your users worldwide or only in this country? I would prefer to have customers in the United States, but I've had other clients worldwide as well. So I'm going to click worldwide. Okay. And then this is a SaaS. And then you can, if you are a professional business, it will be generic. It will be if you do a blog, e-commerce, and so forth. Okay. And then click SaaS. And then here we go. Now it gives you different, the two things that I want to, like to generate is probably the private policy and the terms and condition. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on generate now the privacy, and then success. Okay. And there we go. So here is where, let's see, let me take a look here. Start generating, generate now. All right. So, and then it's so basically going through the prompts, confirm and proceed, and then it's basically it's basically doing it by itself. Basically everything is configuring it by itself. Now, by no means I am not a pro at this. So I'm doing this in a while. So I've used this probably a couple of years ago, and this is probably something I just got into and doing it for the first time. So I'm gonna make all of these. Now I'm not sure what this is, so I'm just gonna leave it turned off. And then newsletter and opt-in booster, I'm gonna leave that. And I'm just gonna set everything as default and just click and proceed. Um, generate one with Iubenda. So I'm just gonna click confirm and then complete the configuration. And let's see here, start here. And there it does. Here is hold on a second. Let me go to here, manage and view. Oh, resume the generation. So basically it is generating right now. Now, basically once it's done, it's probably, what it's doing is it's starting to, see, hold on a second. Now that's another, at this point, what it's doing is, it says all you have to do is add the services that you use on your website. So, okay, here's go. Add a service. And basically you have to go through this. I believe there was a way that it will scan the website, and I think, let me see, hold on a second. Well, there's a lot of different services that you can see here. So this is where it could get really complicated with when you're using these. I'm just going to click on here. Let's go and click on most frequently, so Facebook, let's get Google Analytics. So basically, pretty much you have to know um, what kind of uh, services you are using on your website. Um, Probably, no, Google Tag Manager. Most likely, most are using Google Maps if you're a local business. Google Tag Manager, if you're utilizing Google Analytics, you're probably using it together. And so let's just, for the time being, save changes here, right? Personal, okay, mailing lists, okay. Uh, Contact forms, personal data, needs to be personal data, choose, click to transform, email address. Very similar to what we did before on the free policy website. Last name, email address, and then phone number is probably 1K. So let's just say save changes. All right, and then save and close. Okay, and then click next. And then application. This is the name of the company, so we'll put in this information here, right? Um, and then let's just put in here road New Jersey 07666, and then here email. Let's just say at pro360.io, and then click next. We're gonna click next, and then take me to the embedding. So this is where you would, if you want to embed it, there's different ways to embed it. So let me just show you the various ways. So if we, you can, this is what's awesome about this is that you can copy a direct link. In this case, all you got to do is copy this link and then embed it on your website or create a link. And so it takes them to Iubenda, and this will update according to what is said and what it will always update with. Now you can also embed the text and use this widget. In this case, you don't have to go in there and change it every time. It will always change according to this. This widget doesn't have to. The link, I guess the page will update according to what's changed in here. Okay. Um, all right. So, and then the same thing here with it. And the best thing about this is that, let me go back to Iubenda. Is relatively cheap in terms of pricing. Let me log out of here first and then basically go over pricing here. Let's see, where is pricing? Let me go back to the home page. I think Termly is $10 a month, and I believe this one, they don't give you here it is, the pricing. So this one, if you pay, even if you pay monthly, $6.99 per month, right? And so if you think about the cost, like, even if you update the private policy every month or two, I mean, not every year or two, you're gonna end up paying over $100. Whereas if you just pay monthly $6.99, you'll always be assured that you're always on top of the private policy as well as the terms and terms. And so I would recommend utilizing this rather than, does the terms and condition and private policy need to change? if you do a thorough job the first time, you probably don't need to change for a couple of years and then revisit it later on. But it is something that you always want to be on top of. Um, let me see, um, and making sure because it is something um, that. Let me just go ahead and hide this. As I was saying, you want to be on top of it because, especially if you are fairly new in utilizing text message as part of your company, um, because most third-party platforms that use text messaging service is usually Twilio, and Twilio is checking various companies and websites and making sure that they have a updated private policy. And if not, they will s- suspend your text messaging capability, right? So that's why I, um, especially now, because I am working with a lot of customers using my SaaS platform, um, and realizing that how important it is. I don't want my customers to basically get their phone number suspended because of issues with private policy as well as terms and service. Okay, so anyway, um, long discussion on not. I know it's not a sexy topic, but it is a topic that is necessary in view of what's going on with the text message and as well as email. All right, so I'm gonna just cover some Q&A. All right, so it looks like my assistant put in those links in the comment, and then also if there are any questions, feel free to leave your comments below and let me know if you have any questions regarding this, because, like I said, it is important. I didn't really think, probably make a big deal out of it previously, but now more than ever, I'm going through all of my websites and making sure that the terms as well as private policy is instituted properly. And I'm going to be doing that for all of my company as well. All right. Until next week, I will see you if there's no more comments. I don't see any. And thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Okay, bye now.